Hi, welcome to Restorative Yoga with Anna here, and we're on day 2 of our restorative yoga practice. So we're doing a series of restorative yoga poses, and if you're not familiar with restorative therapeutic yoga, I call it Rasayana, which in Sanskrit means restore. So this is a slower practice. We do less poses. We hold the poses out for a little bit longer, and we use props. And I add in some transitional poses for like energetic reasons and keeping the energy moving and just going with that flow of energy throughout the body. So you'll notice in these classes as well that there's some added smaller poses that just lend to the flow of the class. So today's class we'll be using a bolster. So this is day 2 of our bolsters series. In this series we'll be using all sorts of props, and right now we're on bolster, so it's one of the best props to use, especially if you're doing yoga for therapeutic purposes. I want to mention the levels for this class. So the restorative therapeutic yoga classes, physically they're not very advanced. They're very, very soothing and nurturing to the nervous system, but mentally they're quite advanced. Being able to sit still while a pose is being held is definitely one of the challenges with this type of practice. What I've noticed through teaching throughout the years is that people get agitated when they're asked to be still, and it just takes a lot of focus, and it takes a lot of reflection on the breath. And I'll talk about that throughout the class, coming back to the breath. So just wanted to reiterate for you today that physically the poses aren't very advanced. They're very beginner poses, which makes this a great practice for beginners. But in terms of meditation and being mindful, it's quite challenging to be asked to sit, integrate the breath, and to really go inward during the practices. So I suggest you do the practice at your own level. And when we're holding out the poses, I encourage people to move, especially because I've taught this long enough to see if they don't move, by the end of the practice, they're so agitated that the mind becomes involved. There's this irritation in the mind that, like as if they were forcing themselves not to move, that they were willing themselves, I'm not going to move out of this pose. So anyway, I suggest moving and modifying when you need to, and listening to your body, and just being very, very, very connected to the sensations as you practice today. So thank you for being here, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So our first pose, let's go ahead and start in Shavasana. So coming on down, roll the shoulders back and down. Place the hands on the navel center and breathe, inhaling and exhaling. Being aware of the breath as you inhale and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. Connect to the body. Feel the sensations beneath the skin. Let's move the head from side to side. Just notice the softness in the head and the neck. Rolling the shoulders back and down, lifting up at the center of the chest, and softening the feet. And follow the breath. We're settling into this moment right here and right now. And just noticing the softness of the body. And what does that feel like to notice the relaxation? Bringing more attention to relaxation in the body. More attention to the relaxation in the body. More attention to the relaxation in the body. Even more, giving yourself permission to relax. Giving yourself permission to completely inhale and exhale. Have the full inhalation and the full exhalation. Inhale and exhale. Let's bring the arms above the head. Reach the arms above, point the toes, and stretch the whole body. And we're moving the head from side to side. Be spontaneous movement as we go from one side to the other side, lifting the rib cage. Just whatever spontaneity comes in your practice, kind of going with that. And let's bring that left knee into the chest. We're taking the leg over to the right and to the left. Crossing the midline of the body. Being aware of the softness of the body. Great. Let's place that left leg down. Let's bring that right knee into the chest. And let's cross the midline of the body, going from one side to the other side. Just having this sense of connection to the sensations of the body. What sensations are coming up for you as you ease into your yogic practice with those full deep breaths? Again, that breath is not like your everyday breath. It's the yogic breath, so it's full and it's deep. Nice. Let's bring both knees into the chest. Let's find a happy baby. Take the hands to the inside of the feet and go from side to side. And breathe. Inhale and exhale. Straightening the legs, bringing the legs back, and just playing. There's a play element to yoga that I feel like it doesn't get talked about enough. That exploration, that play that comes along with practice. And here I'm just going to gently twist my leg, very gently, to open up the outside of that left ankle. And then, so I was turning it towards me. Now I'm going to turn it away from me. I'm going to do that a few times. Just breathing and allowing for that ankle to stretch. I'm going to do the same with the knees in a moment. Let's go to the other side, that right side. So now I'm interiorly rotating that ankle towards, twisting it towards me, towards my face, so I can stretch the outside of that ankle, and then I'm going to take it away from me, stretch the inside of the ankle. Do that a few times, and just notice how lovely that feels. Inhaling and exhaling, nice. Releasing that right foot down. So now bringing that right knee into the chest, interlace the fingers behind that right knee and circle. Getting in tune with that knee. Going clockwise. Inhaling and exhaling, and now going counterclockwise. Being aware of the breath. Nice. And then hug that knee into the chest, give a squeeze here so the thighs massage that internal organs, and then release that leg down and go to the other side. Interlace the fingers behind the leg and then clockwise, circling. We're just getting in tune with that knee joint. Inhaling and exhaling, move the head from side to side, releasing the head and the neck. And then going in the other direction, counterclockwise. Great, wonderful. Coming back to center, hug that right knee into the chest. Let's extend both legs up. Take the hands behind the knees, gently bend the elbows, bringing the knees closer into the body. Feel that stretch in the back of the legs. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale, bring the knees close into the body. And then exhale, take the legs away from the body. Nice. So for our first pose, we're going to use the bolster. We're going to go into Setu Bandhasana or bridge pose. We're going to use the bolster underneath to make the bridge. And keeping the knees bent. And the bolster is at the sacrum, at the lumbar. And then we're going to roll the shoulders back and down and lift up at the center of the chest. And soften in the navel center here. Soften below the navel center. Soften at the heart. Take a flow for a moment. 3 inhalations and exhalations. Inhale, lift up, bring the arms above the head, and feel that connection of the shoulders to the ground, and then exhale, relax down, and that bolster is giving us support. 2 more. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, relax. And again, inhale, lift up, and then exhale, relax. Great, and then the third one, relaxing the bolster at the sacrum, at the lower back, keeping the knees bent, Setu Bandhasana with the bolster, and relaxing the arms at the sides, and closing the eyes. Breathe, full, deep breaths. We're not going to take one breath for granted today. We're going to bring our attention and our awareness to every inhalation and every exhalation. And it's okay if you have that Buddha belly, really feeling the fullness of the breath, embracing the fullness of the breath, embracing the abundant nature of each inhalation and each exhalation. Softening the shoulders. And this is the place we need the most focus and concentration. We'll hold at this pose for about another 2 or 3 minutes. But the mind, so when we're holding out a pose for this on, the mind might want to go and get involved, thinking about the future, thinking about the past, thinking pleasant thoughts, thinking unpleasant thoughts. So this is where the meditative aspect comes into the practice. Can you be in the stillness, be connected through the feet, feeling grounded, feeling present, and have this clarity of mind, allowing thoughts to pass by, allowing whatever to, anything in that mind space, emotions, mental tension, to just release with every exhalation. Inhale and exhale, just release. Follow the breath. 4 more deep breaths. Follow the pattern, the stability, the rhythm, and that's your own rhythm. That's your own yogic experience. Your own connection to your prana or your life force. 2 more deep inhalations and exhalations. Inhale and exhale. Great. Wonderful. So we're going to lift up the hips. Let's lift the hips up, press through the feet, lift the hips up, and take the bolster out from under. And then release the hips down. Inhale and exhale, nice sigh. Ha, ha. Bring the knees into the chest and rock and roll from side to side. You should feel a nice gentle release. Any spontaneous movement that comes about here, you can go with that. Sometimes I just like to straighten one leg, press through the heels, breathing and integrating the breath. Let's take the knees through center, take the hands and fists, circle the hands, circle the feet, going in both directions. Inhale and exhale. Nice. Place the feet down. The arms down at the sides. Take the knees over to the left, turn the head to the right. Take the knees over to the right, turn the head over to the left, like windshield wipers, going from one side to the other side. Soften in the jaw. Inhale and exhale. And take the soles of the feet together and the knees apart. Place the hands on the navel center. Roll the shoulders back and down. And close the eyes. About 4 deep breaths here, receiving, tuning into that creativity, Shakti energy here. Inhale and exhale, being open to our own experience today in our Restorative Therapeutic Yoga class. 2 more deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. Nice. Let's go ahead and take the legs together. together. So for our next restorative pose, we're going to use the Bolster